Hey guys, what's up? So I wanted to make a quick little video and I wanted to talk about a little project I did recently. If you follow my Instagram account, you might have seen a little snippet of that. Basically, in the past couple weeks, I have been experimenting and taking photographs with actually my dad's very old analog camera. So I got some film, I put it in here and I went exploring and I took photographs the super old school way. And this past weekend, I got the pictures. I thought, what a cool idea for me to have a look at the pictures and share that with you. And I want to talk about it like a couple of things. I want to talk about some technical stuff, some things I've learned during this way. I want to talk about sort of the aesthetics, why I think this is actually super cool and why I definitely want to do this again. And then we'll also have a look at the pictures and let's just go over them. Okay, so first thing, let's just talk technical. The difference between, modern day cameras and these cameras are that these are old school. This one is, I think, like from the 1990s. Probably this camera might even be older than I am. Can you believe it? And being an old camera, there's not much that's automated. So in here, you have to really have an understanding of how your aperture and how your shutter speed works. So normally, like if you look on tutorials today, people will say there are three things you have to look at when making photographs. You want to look at your ISO, you want to look at your shutter speed, and you want to look at your aperture. The easy part here is the ISO is set because the ISO is the chemical reaction in the film itself. So you can't actually change it. So that just says you only have to worry about your aperture and about your shutter speed. But still, you don't have any previews of how it's going to look, like a rough preview, but not really. So you really need to know what aperture and what shutter speed you have to take. Now, the only thing that is actually which could be automated in this is the shutter speed, luckily. But then I did find that it kind of works sometimes, it kind of doesn't work all the time. So it's definitely worthwhile also doing that manual. And then there's another thing that's manual, I almost forgot. There's also manual focus, and that, when I'm looking back at the pictures, that's actually the one thing that's proven to be the most difficult, is getting those shots in picture. So here are a couple things that I have learned. Number one, focus is really difficult. So with the next film that I'll take, I'll definitely spend some more time on making sure that my focus is correct. The second thing is a little tip that I got from my dad. Now this might help you too if you decide to do this. He said, what you want to do is, for you, in order to get the correct exposure, what you want to do is you first want to choose the aperture that you have. So I've got here a portrait lens, and I used to set the aperture at 1.7, which was the highest I could go. But you don't really have to do that because everything became so blurry. I actually thought it was too much. So next time I'm definitely going to go like 2.8 or 2.4, just bring it down a little bit so that stuff gets a bit more in focus. But then what you want to do is you want to get really close to your subject, and you want to look in the viewfinder, and you want to keep the shutter speed on automatic, but then go really close, half click so that the camera will choose the shutter speed. So then you know for your subject to be in correct light, what your shutter speed needs to be. So you will see maybe like 100. Then you back off, frame everything as you want, you focus everything, and then you put your shutter speed on manual and dial it to that speed that it said. So you've put it on 100, for example. And then what will happen, actually super cool, then it won't sort of take the entire picture in with what shutter speed should be used, but you will then manually do, and you'll actually get a quite nice photograph. So that's a tip my dad gave me, which I'm going to try next time. So the two things I've really learned is, one, don't go to 1.7 on the portrait lens, like stay around 2.8, maybe even higher, because it's still like super blurred on the background. But just a little bit more will be in focus, a little bit less hard. And then the other thing is that shutter speed thing. So I'm definitely going to use this again. I think that's super cool. And when you develop the pictures, let's have a quick look. There are a couple very nice ones. Now, what I really love is these pictures look so vintage and so cool. I mean, look at this, for example. That is just amazing. It's got this like incredible like 80s vibe. I mean, you are jumping back into time. Look at this. You couldn't tell that this was taken in like 2017, 2018. This is like actually looks like, you know, this came from the 1970s, 1980s, way before I was actually born. Super cool. And if you want to see more of these pictures, you can definitely do that. I will be posting them on Instagram. You can find my Instagram account in the link if you want to have a look at them. I'll post them in there. Alright, so this is just a little bit talk video to you guys about film. Maybe you've learned something. It's good to talk to the camera to you guys for a bit, and maybe you feel inspired to pick up one too. Don't go out and buy one. Just like ask your parents, ask your dad, ask your granddad. They, I'm sure, have still got one left somewhere in a corner. And here's the thing, it really doesn't matter what camera it is. It really doesn't matter. It's all gonna look super cool. So just get what's at hand. Don't spend too much money on it because they all look super cool. Alright, that's it for now. If you want to check out the pictures, go onto my Instagram and yeah, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback. Alright guys, cheers.